report.
Good morning. We want to welcome you this morning to our Drainage District Board of Directors meeting, posted for today, May the 15th, 2018. Present are Commissioner Fuentes, Precinct 1, Commissioner Cantu, Precinct 2, Commissioner Flores, Precinct 3, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us in prayer.
Thank you, Judge. Let us pray. Father God, again, we come to you with many thanks, Lord. Thank you for the opportunity to give us to come to serve today, Lord. We continue to pray for the judge and 4 commissioners, this leadership you appointed to this great county that we serve, Lord. Continue to provide them your wisdom, Lord. Continue to bless them, and more importantly, Lord, just give them your peace as they make all the decisions that affect us all, Lord. We just continue to pray for our country, Lord, for our leaders worldwide, Lord, everything that's going on, Lord. We know that you're in control, Lord. It's in your hands. We just continue to pray for all those that are battling illnesses as well, Lord. The Drainage District family and the county families, Lord, that are going through everything as they battle whatever they're facing, Lord. Continue to put your healing hand on them, Lord, and your hand of peace as well, Lord, over them. I continue to ask for your wisdom, Lord, for myself, my staff, for the rest of the leaders of this great county, Lord. Just continue to provide your blessings and guidance as well, Lord. I ask on this in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Did anyone sign up? All right, we have 2 presenters. First presenter is Fern McClarity.
Good morning. The thing that I wanted to talk to today, and I had a question. For the last few weeks during the Drainage District, someone has said that the district, and I believe they said Raul, but I don't know if it was Raul Cecin or Raul Siguero, that there was money for interpreters or interpretation or whatever. If there is extra money, first you need to air it to every citizen in Hidalgo County. We used to be able to see the program on PBS Channel 60, so whether you had a satellite or whether you had city or whatever. Now you're only showing the program to just a handful of people. So if you have extra money, how about showing it to all the citizens? And because I know that we had a lot that were watching it, and I know that it was pretty expensive when they changed companies or did whatever. So the public is asking, and they keep calling me, when is it going to show? When's it going to show? And I said, doesn't look like it's ever going to show again. So if y'all would do that, the people that put you in the positions that you're sitting there, they would really appreciate it. We're always told, well, it costs too much and we don't have the money for it. So please think of the people that have put you in position.
Next presenter is Marcela Alejandra.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Marcela Alejandre y yo soy miembro de la organización Lupe. Nosotros hemos estado estudiando un poco del plan también, el LEP, que es el Plan de Dominio Limitado del Inglés. Creemos, les agradecemos también sobre este plan, pero creemos que hay algunas mejoras que se le pueden hacer a este plan también. Junto con la abogada se ha analizado parte de este plan también, más bien todo el plan completo, y pues se han hecho, bueno, hicimos unas mejoras junto con ella para este plan, y lo que queremos es, cuando están estas juntas, poder nosotros entender todo lo que se está hablando aquí en las juntas. No todo el tiempo tenemos una traducción también, alguien que esté al lado de nosotros. Entonces, queremos que sea general todo esto y que se pueda implementar la traducción. Ya sabemos que el plan ya lo tiene, pero no se está ejecutando. Entonces, más que nada eso es lo que queremos pedirles, que tenemos unas cartas que vamos a entregarles, señor juez, estamos esperando también una cita con usted para poder hablar sobre este plan. Hay unas mejoras que tiene y queremos que las lean y poder tener una respuesta pronto para esto, pero la verdad sí nos interesa mucho. Estamos aquí cada vez que tenemos que estar aquí, principalmente con lo de cuando se habla sobre el drenaje. Entonces a veces queremos saber qué es lo que se está hablando, qué es lo que está pasando, pero no lo entendemos. Entonces sí queremos que consideren esto y lean el plan, lean las mejoras que nosotros estamos proponiendo también junto con la abogada. Gracias.
Good morning. My name is Marcela Alejandre. I'm a member of Lupe, and I'm also a volunteer. And we've been looking at the plan, LEP plan that you all have, and we believe that the plan can be better. We believe that we had make some few changes together with the attorney that has been working with us. And we suggested that please look at the plan. This is what we passed right now. Look at the plan, look at the suggestions that together with the attorney we've been working on it. And also Judge, we have been waiting for a meeting with you. I know that this is, we also passing out a letter from to you from our attorney. And we just what bottom line is that we're asking for a translation. I mean, you do have the responsibility to provide translation for this meeting since we've been coming for a couple of years now, and we're just asking for the translation for this particular meeting, for the drainage meeting, especially because that's very interest to us since there's a lot of decisions that happen. So please consider translate this, and it's not that expensive as showing out on TV, so consider it. So I think it's going to be a benefit because otherwise our attorney was going to have to look into this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our consent agenda, any concerns?
No, sir, none that I'm aware of.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. If I may, item 5, request approval to create 5 temporary student engineering assistant positions for the district engineering department. Requirement for these slots are that they be university civil engineering students and work for a period of 3 months starting June 1st through August 31st, 2018, not to exceed 40 hours per week at a rate of $15 per hour.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 5, requesting approval to exempt these 5 temporary positions and allow the general manager and my engineering team to select the candidates.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, request budget amendment from the general fund for the fund of above-mentioned positions, the amount of $46,246.20 for salary and fringes.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
This is the 3rd year that we've been doing this, and we basically put them all in all aspects of engineering, from design, construction management, and actual surveying out in the field, so students get a first-hand application to engineering, what we do at the Drainage District. So we appreciate the board's support on that. Item 6, requesting authority to advertise and approve a procurement packet, i.e. legal notice, specifications, draft contract, etc. Attached here too for Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1, sale and removal field dirt located at the PSA lateral, RFP number ACD 1-18030-0606, including the re-advertisement of the project in the event bids are rejected or no bids are received and project is still required.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 7A, requesting approval to declare surplus the listed items in the here attached Exhibit A1, including vehicles, units, heavy equipment, tractor shredders, general miscellaneous property, for the purpose of sale through auction, scheduled for June 6, 2018, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code 263152A1.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 7B, requesting authority to remove assets listed in Exhibit A1, attached here too, from the Hidalgo County Drainage Number 1 inventory list, after finalizing the auction sale and in the event no bids received.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 7C, pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 2631511 and or 263-152A3, Board of Directors proceed to order any of the property on Exhibit A1 attached here to be destroyed or otherwise disposed of as worthless as much as the Board of Directors undertook to sell items at auction on June 6, 2018, results in no bid received.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We do not have any executive items.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. At this time, we're going to convene our regular meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court, posted for today, May 15, 2018. Present are Commissioner Fuentes, Precinct 1, Commissioner Cantu, Precinct 2, Commissioner Flores, Precinct 3, and myself. We have a quorum. Please join us on our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, we come together today for the good of the citizens of Hidalgo County. Give us your wisdom to make decisions that will affect them today and in the years to come. Help us to work well together, recognizing that each of us are here because we want what is best for Hidalgo County. We ask for your blessing and your guidance. Amen.
Amen.
Judge, Commissioners, before we get started, I know that you have done roll call for the Drainage District, and so we have the same roll call for the Commissioners Court. As Commissioner Palacios mentioned last week, he is not able to be with us today. He's at the East County Judges and Commissioners meeting, representing the County of Hidalgo.
All right, sir. Julie?
Consent, Judge.
Oh, consent. Is there any concerns with the consent agenda?
If we can pull out consent agenda item 10A.
Is that finished?
Yes.
Motion to approve without 10A.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
For the record, consent agenda item 10A, Commissioner Fuentes will abstain from any discussion and or action. Judge, Commissioners, if I could have a motion to approve.
Motion approved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
You ready? Go ahead.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Julia Benita Sullivan, Public Affairs Director. Item 5A. Under County Judge Ramon Garcia is a resolution honoring UTRGV's Trading Association team for winning the 15th annual CME Group Trading Challenge in Chicago. Please stand by. Whereas the CME Group, the world's leading and most diverse derivatives marketplace, announced the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley as first place winners of its 15th annual CME Group Trading Challenge on March 22, 2018. And whereas the 4-week electronic trading competition had more than 500 teams with over 2,100 students from colleges and universities in 37 countries. The annual competition is designed to provide students with an educational experience consistent with that of professional traders of commodity futures. And whereas UTRGV finance students defeated Kansas State University, the University of Malaya in Malaysia, and the Universidad de Bogotá Jorge Tado Lozano in Colombia, and Johns Hopkins University. And whereas UTRGV's winning team included Christopher Martinez, Jose Naveja, and Michael Villarreal, and were led by faculty member Dr. Bruner Arthur, a lecturer in economics and finance, with the support of Dr. Andre Molik, chair of the Department of Economics and Finance. And whereas, since first competing in 2014, the local teams have helped bring global recognition to the university, their communities, and the entire Rio Grande Valley. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court honors the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley for its first place win in the 15th annual CME Group Trading Challenge and congratulates all of the students who participated, the winning team members, and faculty on this noble success. Approved this 15th day of May in 2018.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And Judge, Commissioners, joining us, in addition to Dr. Arthur, is Richard P. Sanchez, Associate VP of the Office of Governmental Affairs, and some of the student members. Dr. Arthur, and here's the resolution.
Good morning, sir.
Please.
Congratulations.
Dear Judge and Commissioners, thank you very much for recognizing UTRGV students. They are the best in the world. No one else can have on against them. They succeeded to do 180% return on their trading in 2 weeks. I will make it brief. The motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you take a photo? And go ahead and do this. On behalf of you to the left.
What can you do with $1,000? How do we get the students together? Yeah, and then you and I on this side.
You can actually step up to the students and you go to the a little more this way. We don't want to block the
You should just get tape and put it there.
Okay, look at Oliver. Smile, your chance.
Congratulations.
They are the best in the world.
Exactly. Best in the world.
Great job, guys. Congratulations.
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 Our next item is a resolution in honor of the UTRGV Vaqueros 2018 National Collegiate Chess Team Champions.
Good morning again. Thank you. Whereas the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley chess team is the first in the university's history to win the national title of the President's Cup Collegiate Chess Championship in New York City. And whereas the President's Cup is an annual invitational team tournament open to the top U.S. schools from the most recent Pan American Intercollegiate Team Chess Championship. The Final Four this year were St. Louis University, Webster University, Texas Tech, and the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. And whereas the UTRGV chess team defeated the 5 consecutive year reigning champions, Webster University, on April 1st at the Marshall Chess Club, 5 years in a row they won, and these guys beat them. And whereas the team is led by Coach Bartek Macieja, who is a 2-time Polish champion, European champion, and is among the highest ranking in the world, and includes team members
Andrei Stukopin,
a senior from Russia majoring in mathematics,
Carlos Evia,
a junior from Cuba majoring in computer science,
Vladimir Bielous,
a sophomore from Russia majoring in finance,
Kamil Dragun,
a freshman from Poland majoring in mathematics,
Jovanes Gabuzian,
a freshman from Armenia majoring in computer science. All of them are grandmasters. And whereas the Vaqueros chess team brings great pride to UTRGV and to the entire South Texas region, the excellence and dedication of the coach and team members has resulted in UTRGV being recognized as a leader in promoting chess as a center for developing chess excellence in its students, and by virtue, encouraging the pursuit of chess in children and young adults. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby honors the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley chess team and congratulates its coach and team members on this historic President's Cup championship, approved this 15th day of May, 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I would like to have the coach say a few words.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. It's an honor for our team to receive this resolution. I'm really proud of my team. The National Championship in Chess is organized since 1946. It is the first time ever a team from the south of Texas won that event. I have two students with me, Carlos Evia and Jovanes Gabuzian. Dr. Stokes oversees the chess program at UTRGV. He's also with us today. It's a spectacular success of my team, so I'm really proud of the students, and thank you very much for this resolution.
Thank you.
While they're getting ready for the photo, please go ahead and get ready. I just wanted to mention that in the entire world, there are less than 1,600 chess grandmasters, which is less than 3% of all FIDE players. And all 5 of the UTRGV team and their coach are grandmasters. Amazing.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge. So these guys beat everybody. National.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
As well as the other.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. The other team was an international competition, and they beat everybody. The 2 teams. So
That's awesome.
thank y'all for your recognition. Oh, I will. Good to see you. Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners,
Yes, sir.
I need to do a little bit of housekeeping.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm going to ask the court to go back to consent agenda and bring up a consent agenda item 3I. And so with respect to agenda item 3I that was acted on, I'm asking the court to have a motion and action to no action agenda item 3I as it is a duplicate. And so we have 3H that would take care of the action items. So I'm asking the court to go back to consent agenda item 3I and motion and action to no action consent agenda item 3I.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Was that it, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, the next item is discussion, consideration, and possible action on collaboration efforts with the City of Edberg regarding the construction of a new courthouse, county courthouse, and financing structures regarding same. As we all know, we've been working on this project for approximately 7 years, and that the City of Edberg has been there every step of the way. They provided input, been part of the decision-making process, and have always presented themselves as a partner in this endeavor. I made a list of a courthouse meeting timeline beginning in January of 2011. The City of Edberg and the County Commissioners Court had a joint meeting, and at that time the City of Edberg presented Edinburgh's downtown master plan and began talking to us about how we could fit the construction of the new courthouse into their master plan. On March of 2011, we met again and discussed how county facilities and assets could tie into the master plan, such as the courthouse, the old courthouse if possible, the old administration building, and all the parking areas. Again in 2011, we both met to discuss initiating a similar master plan for the county, focusing on the needs of the county courthouse, current and future. In 2012, we again met and we agreed, the county, the city, and the Edberg EDC, to form a partnership via interlocal agreements, creating a master planning committee. November of 2012, the Commissioners Court met and approved the master plan. In August of 2013, we had a joint meeting with the City of Edinburgh where UTRGV presented their economic impact analysis on our project. In 2013, in the fall of 2013, the county engaged an architect to complete a schematic design. The city was provided with input to aspects of landscaping, parking, exterior, and positioning of the building. In July of 2015, we had a joint workshop with the City of Edinburgh where there was a presentation made on the revised schematic design, and the price at that time was reduced by $50 million. In September of 2015, we had another special city meeting where a presentation was made by First Hartford on the potential public-private partnership. In February of 2016, we had another joint meeting with the City of Edinburgh, and Edinburgh authorized an agreement to contribute $30 million towards their construction of our county courthouse. In the summer of 2016, the MPO awarded $20 million for drainage improvements near and around the courthouse. In the latter part of 2016, the Commissioners Court entered into a memorandum of understanding with the city on the construction and financing of this courthouse. In 2017, the county began working on subsequent interlocals, defining all of the terms, and working on finalizing the cost of the courthouse, hired a program manager, hired an architect, and hired a construction manager at risk. On May 18, I sent a letter to the city requesting their input. Well, I guess there's no easy way around it. Ever since the November elections in the city of Edinburgh, up until that point in time, the city of Edinburgh was totally committed towards being a partner in the construction of the courthouse. And we allowed them the privilege and the right to provide their input into the various aspects of the construction of the courthouse. The election came, and there was a change in administration, and we waited what I thought was a reasonable time towards the end of the year and to ask them about meeting towards continuing discussions of the construction of the courthouse. They advised me that the city manager advised me that they were not ready yet, but that they needed to look into the financing of the city and some of the commitments that they had before they could meet with us, which sounded very reasonable. And we went ahead and waited. In 2018, I sent them a letter Mayor Molina on January the 25th of 2018, requesting that I was proposing that we meet so that we could discuss the status of the construction of the courthouse, and that I felt that maybe if we could meet by the end of the last week of January the 2018, or if they could suggest another date, we were willing to consider and meet to have another one of our joint city county commissioner meetings. I did not hear and have not heard from Mayor Molina, and on May 1st I went ahead and I sent a letter to Mayor Molina and discussing the history of our project, their commitments. They have signed 2 interlocal agreements and 1 memorandum of understanding where they were committing to be a partner with the county in the construction of this new facility. I have, in that letter, I went ahead and I set a deadline. I didn't want to leave it just hanging, that we be contacted, that we would appreciate the city contacting us by Friday, May the 4th, so that we could work out a date where we could again meet and start discussing the construction of this new courthouse. We have the May the 4th came and went. I did not receive any letter, any phone call, or any communication from Mayor Molina or any member of the new city administration. So I have to assume that they are no longer interested, or perhaps they just, well, I would hate to speculate, but their lack of action, and if we could get some kind of a notice, a courtesy call, a phone call, a letter, letting us know what their position is now, we think we certainly would appreciate that, but we have yet to hear from them. So we have to assume that they are no longer interested, and we have to then determine what options do we have about proceeding towards the construction of this new courthouse. To that end, I requested that our finance in person, Mr. Noe Hinojosa of Hinojosa Estrada, and Sergio, our budget officer, be present today and discuss some of the options that we may have available to us as to where do we go from here.
Judge, while they come up here, if I could just make a comment that, and you put it in your letter, and I just want to make it public also, is that over the last few years, maybe 10 years or more, the county has worked on a lot of partnerships with the city of Edberg in terms of TERS, where we've given up millions of dollars over the years. And even though our elected officials have changed over the years, we've always held tight and we've always stuck to the position made by the previous council. And so, I guess we kind of expected the same thing, and to this day we haven't seen it. We will continue to honor our agreements with the cities that we work with. It would just be beneficial to us if the cities would honor the commitments they made to the county. But you spelled it out in the letter. It's pretty clear, and hopefully we'll hear from them soon.
The amount of money that we have invested as partners with the city of Edberg to attract businesses to Edberg is approximately $39 million. So
including the contributions to First Hartford.
That's correct. Mr. Hinojosa?
Good morning, Judge. Noe Hinojosa with the Straw Hinojosa and Company. Serve the county as financial advisor. Certainly, it's always a pleasure to be before you. I know that this is a pretty sticky point that we've been discussing for quite a number of years. I think going back to 2014, if my mind serves me well, the county actually charged us with, or challenged us to come up with a preliminary plan on how to best fund the courthouse. I think we came to you at the time with about 3 options. The most fundamental option was if you were to finance a project back then estimated at about 150 or thereabouts, what would be the impact on the tax rate? And you were, I guess, unequivocally firm about the fact that you want to get this financing done without a tax rate increase. Rates, interest rates, as they have been at a very attractive level.
And that is still our position, by the way.
I'm sure you'll remind me of that, sir. I'm very confident of that. I think it continues to be a challenge in lieu of the fact that interest rates continue to rise. Just the last time I was here with you in regards to this project or other projects, rates have gone up about 60 basis points, over 0.5%. The problem is that when you go out and finance something like this, you don't finance it over a period of 3 years or 5 years. So we've gone out with this project going out 30 years. It's just like financing a mortgage for a home. Going back to 2014, when you challenged us about funding this project, we told you if you were to do with property taxes, it would cost you X dollars. Then we were told, well, the city of Edinburg will come in and help us with about $30 million. So we assume in our models, what would $30 million do? And that certainly helped the bottom line. Then, with the help from our local legislators, we were able to submit a local initiative bill back in 2015 in order to allow you to collect what we call core filing fees that we assumed at the time would provide X number of dollars. We are collecting those fees. We've been collecting them since, I think, late 15, early 16? 2016. We have a nice little savings account there that will help us offset the increment of annual payments in the early part of the loan. So at the end of the day, if you were to tell us, a partner is not going to be with us, it certainly creates a challenge for us. We will have to ask you to give us a good week or two to come back to you and give you what that impact would be. Can the county do this financing? I think a question has been asked. It's all about 2 fundamental credit considerations. It's your willingness to pay and your ability to pay. Are you able to pay? Yes, you're able to pay, and we can discuss those issues later. The willingness, everything that we do in life when it comes to financings comes at a price, and I guess we need to discuss those considerations, in that week or two that we are asking you all to give us. I think it is an unfortunate situation that you find yourselves under, but at the end of the day, one that we can try to come up with the right answer for you in the next couple of weeks. Sergio, I don't know if you'd like to add anything?
No, we have a question.
Yes,
based on what interest rates have done, do you see them in the next 9 to 12 months going down or up?
Well, that's even a better question.
What's the Fed saying right now?
Well, I think the Fed has said that they will raise the short-term rate. That's what they're responsible for 3 times this year, I believe, and they've already done it once or twice. So we're waiting for another spike. The Fed, we normally in the private sector, in our markets, we normally are ahead of the Fed. So today, I find myself pricing the city of Corpus Christi financing. We're doing 3 financings right now, just from last night to today, 3 basis points up. You heard about, there's so many issues going around globally that are affecting fixed income. Just last week, you heard about the Iranians bombing Israel, yields went down. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen in the future. And certainly if I knew what would happen in 8 or 9 months, I wouldn't be being your financial advisor, I'd probably be somewhere else. But at the end of the day, I think even when we came to you back in the fall or the summer of last year, we've been running numbers at 100 basis points higher than the market. So every time we came to you, I'll bet you when I come here in 2 weeks that our assumptions back then were actually higher than what they actually are today. The interest rate environment is still very favorable. If you look at mortgage rates, they're very attractive over the last 30 years still. It would be nice to have been here back in November or December last year, but we're not here. You've been very, transparent in your process, and it's just an unfortunate situation that we're going to have to deal with as you're dealing with it right now. I think that if you were to tell me, well, we're going to sell bonds this time next year, well, you are at I think the average interest rate on a 30-year loan is somewhere between a 4 to a 4.15. Question is, you're borrowing a significant amount of money. You're going out long, so 5 basis points has a heck of a lot of an impact on your ability to meet that debt service. And so there are some risks there. Can he go lower? Well, you got 4.25%, 4.15. How much lower can he get? 4.15. How much higher can he get? We just don't know that. So it's a question of can you afford it? Public finance is like that. Public finance, we don't do financings based on what the market dictates to us. We normally don't dictate the market. The market is telling us this is what I lend you the money for. Public finance is an art of when are you ready? And one of the concerns that we have when we share with staff is that as you go about executing this construction management at risk contract, I'd rather have a bid accepted by you and then us borrow the money right after that in order to have certainty of what that payment may be. We discussed earlier with staff that I don't want to borrow the money in anticipation of bids coming in, so that we're going to have to overcome that challenge from that side. So even if you were to do as you're going with this project, there are some challenges. If you were to change, approach, then the question is, how do you change that approach and meet the, procurement? Do you want to transfer a risk to someone else if you were to change the course? You've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of good work already. And this is where we are. I don't know if that helped.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we made the community aware that our county is in a very good financial position and that this courthouse is badly needed and that this badly needed courthouse will hopefully be built, and it will be built at the present location at no increase to the tax rate.
Correct. The other thing we're wrestling with, and I know you're not a contractor, Noe, but, in around about 11 or 12 construction prices to build a school was like $125 a foot. Now it's like $230 a foot. And also in my business, in construction of homes, which is a lot smaller scale, prices keep going up tremendously. And so longer this project gets put out, the more expensive it's going to be to build. And so while we're not at a rush to get this thing done, I mean, we're going through the process, like you said, transparently and as efficiently as possible. It's the sooner the better, just because of construction prices going up tremendously like they have and they continue to do.
I mean, if it gives you any peace of mind, I've been in this business now 31 years, and you want to be right about this project. This is a project that can change this county. It's just one of the fundamental services of why county governments are created. And this, if whatever you do, if you don't do it, you live with it. If you do it, you're going to live with it. So you better do it right. And it's not an easy project. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's a question of policy, and you have to make that hard decision. Our best thing is to educate you through that process on the financial impact, and hopefully 5-10 years after everything is done, we all live with a great peace of mind. But I've been in many projects across the state where people do question projects, and they keep on questioning them. So let's just make sure that we do them right and follow policy, follow the law, follow the rules.
Well, I think we've done that already.
Exactly.
I think at this point we're pretty comfortable that we have the ability to finance this, and I think that's why you're here, is just to, get us to that last hurdle. If we don't have a partner like we should, where do we go from here? And everything that we've talked about, I talked to Sergio often too. I mean, we can afford to do this on our own. It's just unfortunate that we're not going to have the partner, but we're ready and willing to do it on our own, and we have that ability. And we even were able to lower the tax rate last year, and still we have the confidence that we can finance this $150 million. You want to talk to that, Sergio, in the conversations we've had?
Yes, I mean, basically, again, the court has worked throughout this past years to bring our financial position to a more strong, more stable position than we were when the recession hit back in 2009. So we are at a position to where we can deal with these things. It will make our work a little bit more difficult as far as financing this project, knowing that we don't have that contribution. But I don't think it's anything that would make it impossible for us. I mean, I think we can bring back to the court several options and have the court choose which one is less impactful or which ones they would like to move forward with. But I'm sure we can bring that to the court within a week or so.
Any other questions? Do not. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Our next item is item 6A, our Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning,
Lieutenant David Freeland with the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office. Under 6, I have agenda item 64852. Part 1, approval of certification of revenues as certified by county auditor.
Move for approval. Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Second part, approval of appropriation of funds in the jail commissary account for the amount of $26,680.
Move for approval. Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, can we go to item 15A? If I'm not mistaken, we have a representative from the University of Texas River, and we have a partner here. Or a partner? I think it's
What item number?
item 15A.
That's
Oh, okay.
Commissioner Palacios.
Yes.
For the record, my name is Don Medina with Hidalgo County Precinct Number 4. Good morning, Judge, fellow Commissioners. Thank you so much for the opportunity to move up. My daughter's graduating from Villanova University this Friday as a double major in peace and justice and political science, so we got to catch a flight today. So I thank you very much.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. We were approached by the University of Texas Health Science Center, Houston School of Public Health in Brownsville, about being able to bring a program that they've done in Cameron County for the last 10 years with 9 cities. They want to add 3 additional cities, the city of La Feria, the communities of Alamo, and the communities in San Carlos, Precinct 1 and Precinct 4, respectively. Dr. Linda Nelson, that we've been working with AHEC, our partnership with the area health education centers that we have in San Carlos, has seen both in Precinct 1 and Precinct 4 and in the colonias where they've been traveling with their mobile unit that there is a need to create a culture of health. And one of the things that you have before you is an annual report with the city of Brownsville. And there they've been able to create a program for physical activity and more fruits and vegetable intake as well. As you know, we have a tremendous amount of diabetes. I myself have been diagnosed as type 2 diabetes this last year. Obesity, I do lose a little weight. I plan to be part of this program. But one of the things that is important about this program here, let me see the clicker. There you go. As you can see that, where at? There you go. Where? There you go. Is that this program has been, like I said, around for a decade. And one of the things that they are proposing, University of Texas Health Science Center School of Public Health in Brownsville, is to contribute $100,000 in order for us to hire 2 community health workers and sign up 150 people in 4 months, a pilot program from June 1st to September 30th, and also with those 150 people to increase their intake of fruits and vegetables. And those are going to help both with their weight and, of course, with some of the sugar levels. Now, this is also going to include some nutrition classes besides physical activity. So it's just not going to be that we hand out flyers, we want them to come in and help us, or we want them to help them with their health, but this is part of a study that they're doing right now. And the study is going to track these 150 people, and we're going to be able to hopefully reduce the amount to improve their health, so they don't have to go to the ER, so they don't have to go to catastrophic, problems in their lives where, they're having problems with their feet, having problems with their liver, having problems with, their kidneys. So this is an important program, and I've asked Amanda Dave, who is a program manager for this program in Cameron County, to give you a little background of what they've done and how they're going to support us. I know there's some items that the auditor had some concerns on. We did accommodate to change some language in the interlocal to include not a municipality, but to change the word to communities, because they've dealt with cities in the past. Now they're dealing with a county here in Hidalgo County. And we also included Precinct 1 and Precinct 4 to show that we're just not going to work in the cities of Alamo or in the community of San Carlos. We're going to be working throughout the precincts. And lastly, there were some notices as far as who will be doing the billing. We did those changes to the interlocal that they've also agreed to accommodate us for those changes. So we've met, I believe, all the concerns that the auditor has on this item. Ms. Dave?
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. My name is Amanda Dave, and I'm with the UT Health Science Center in Houston, School of Public Health, Brownsville Regional Campus. It's a mouthful, I know. So we're here because we really have had a lot of success in almost 10 years in Cameron County. We've subcontracted 9 municipalities within that decade to roll out health programming to support the reduction of chronic illnesses related to obesity. So that includes hypertension, that includes diabetes. And in that annual report, you see that through our program, within just one encounter with our community health workers, participants have seen a decrease in blood pressure, significant decrease in blood pressure, increase in fruit and vegetable intake. And that's just from the participants that are actively enrolled in our program. The big bulk of our program, a huge component of it, is actually the exercise classes that we offer free and open to the public throughout the entire Cameron County, and we'd like to expand into Hidalgo County now. So currently we offer about 179 exercise classes per week for free to the public, free and open to the public, and that's boot camps, Zumba, yoga, whatever people want. And we really are trying to increase male involvement because we do have a lot of females involved in our program. So our active reach is actually about 10,000 people who we've actually encountered and follow up on with abnormal BP and blood pressure. That's about 265 times 9 per year. So roughly, let's say 2,300 to 2,500 people per year are actively enrolled in our program. So it would be an honor to work with your cities. I know you're doing a lot of great things already, and we just want to add value to that, and we want to bring attention to that. We do partner with Televisa and other radio programs and various newspaper and print throughout the Valley, and we want to showcase all the great work that you do. So again, this is not to replace anything. This is an added value program. We've exhibited success over the past decade, and we really want to bring that to Hidalgo County as well.
Did you have anything else to?
No.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
y'all.
much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Moving back to item 7, our constable, precinct 5.
Congratulations to Don.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, for Constable Marichalab, he's asking for discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Mr. Jesse J. Vega and Mr. Jose Hinojosa as Deputy Constables by Constable Daniel Marichalab, Constable Precinct 5. This is in accordance with Texas Local Government Code, Section 86.011.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item 8, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. Item 8A1, there's no action or discussion. Item 8A2, I do have some report emergency situations occurring since last agenda meeting. Judge, Commissioners, and I have discussed this, as I discussed this with you, Judge. We do have an issue at the courthouse. The courthouse cooling system is run by chillers, and it's not a conventional HVAC system. It runs like an HVAC system, but it's a chilled water that cools off the courthouse because of the square footage. We have 2 chillers at the courthouse and 2 cooling tower fans. Like an HVAC system, when the unit outside turns on, there's a fan that draws out the heat in order for the unit not to overheat. And so in the same fashion, we have cooling tower fans that cool off the units or the chillers. Unfortunately, we did have one of the cooling tower fans that is broken. The blades that spin shattered. I've been working with facilities management. There has already been an order for a replacement. Unfortunately, because of where it comes from, there is a lag time. We're hoping to get it this week. We are pushing to get it this week to replace. In the interim, the chiller techs with facilities management have been vigilant with respect to maintaining or keeping an eye on the one cooling tower fan that is working, that is operational, so that there are no issues with that, so that the chillers do not overheat. And so again, unfortunately, we do have 1 of 2 that are working. It is doing its job. It is within working parameters. And we're hoping that the weather for the balance of the week stay under 100, because then we would be, the chiller fan would then be stressed because of the heat outside. Over the weekend, we had crews come in Saturday, Sunday morning throughout the day and the evening, as we did yesterday throughout the evening and today, and the rest of the week till we get the fan replaced. Item B, Judge, Commissioners, we have our monthly presentation report by our program manager, Jacobs, Inc., for the construction of New County Courthouse. Oscar and
Good morning. Brian McIntyre, project manager at Jacobs. This is Oscar Garcia. Do we have our, there we go. Where's this thing? Yeah. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, so we wanted to come in and visit and let everybody know what we've been up to for the last month with the project. So we've been busy. So looking at the design development, which is the phase that we're in right now, we've been working with HDR, the architect, and Morganti, the CM at risk contractor. We've been having a lot of our key user group meetings. That's where we get together with all those people that are going to be working in the building to go through and look at furniture and where plugs are going to be and things like that. You know, lights, security, safety, all that sort of thing. So we've had 2 of those meetings. We've got 1 more to go, and in that meeting we're just going to go through and we're going to make sure that we confirm that everybody has a good understanding of expectations. This is what we've put in the design. It's what we intend to build. It's what we will go out to bid with. We're also meeting with the steering committee. Steering committee a little different than the key user group meeting. Key user groups are basically they're focused on their own space. The steering committee is looking at the building and the project sort of bigger picture. What does the outside of the building look like? What do the interior finishes look like, and that sort of thing. So we've met now once with that group. We'll meet again with them later this month. It's a big group, and there's a lot of information. But everybody's doing a really great job of participating, because that's what we need, right? We need to have these meetings so people can get in, and so we can outline some expectations for the users, and then eventually for you guys in the committee, so everybody knows what it is that we're building, what it's going to look like, how it's going to function, that sort of thing. Morganti has provided us with both their estimate and constructability review. We're working with HDR and the rest of the team to make sure that we've got a building that we can afford and it meets the expectations of the community and the people that are going to conduct business there. And so that's actually going really well. The geotechnical and topographical surveys have been completed. That's an important part of the building. How are we going to build it? Where are we going to build it? And they're just milestones, things to let you know that we're progressing. They're important. It's an important aspect of the process to help us know the type of ground that we're working with, how deep will the piers have to be, that sort of thing. Really important technical data that tells us how we're going to construct a building. We actually met with the city of Edinburg, not related to the earlier conversation, and it had to do with their involvement in the actual physical construction. So we're actually talking about the people that are going to do permit review and the people that are going to do inspections and those sorts of things. It was a good conversation. In fact, they're a very amiable bunch that we met with. They came to the table looking for ways to work with us. We're working with them towards making sure that they're doing the things that they can to make the project successful. And the group that we've been meeting with from that particular group, very agreeable. They're looking forward to us having a successful project. Anything that you want to add on that front?
No, we're just going to continue to push forward with them. Again, like Brian said, City of Edinburg staff from the engineering department, utilities, planning department have all been top shelf. And they've been they continue to see us as partners in this whole effort, as was stated in our original sprint start, and so they are living up to that side of it. So it's been excellent.
So one of the things that we have approached them with is waiving all of their fees. Okay, so we did do that, and they are so far in conversation they have been agreeable. I don't want to throw a number out there so that people focus too much on that number, but it's a nice chunk of change in terms of percentages. Maybe not quite 1%. Okay, so it is something. And we are doing what we can to get that on paper and get an actual commitment from them on that. Anyway, the next thing we've been working towards is the closing of Klausner. That minute order went through, and that document is sitting on the governor's desk now. Okay, so as soon as we get that done, we can go through the transfer of ownership, and that's sort of, it's an important early step in actually being able to take and fence the area off and get ready to start building things. Okay. And then the last thing as far as what we've been working on so far, there's a lot of things, but this is sort of the high points. I know everybody's got concerns about parking, so we're finishing up the parking supply and demand study. I believe that document is supposed to be due back to me in early June. We'll share it with you as soon as we get it, and it'll be sort of the next step to tell us, okay, so now what do we do? Where are we going to tell all of these people that they need to park while we're trying to conduct the business of the court and the county and build the courthouse? All right, so looking ahead. We should finish up our key user group meetings this month. That's a big deal. We'll let everybody go back to doing their job, and we'll quit bugging them with planning about how we're going to build the courthouse. We will continue to have steering committee meetings for a good long while, probably even into construction, as we determine the look and the feel of the building. The VE effort is continuing as we continue to try to find ways to bring the county the most effective and efficient building possible, to make sure that we're not putting in more than we need, that we're allowing for the growth that needs to be there. Because as the commissioner pointed out earlier, construction doesn't get to be cheaper in the future. It's going to get more expensive. So the more things that we can do to sort of address your future growth, which I am certain is inevitable, we need to be able to address that in an efficient way. We've got a lot of plans to help you along the way in doing that. A courtroom mock-up. We're getting ready to build a courtroom mock-up so that the judges can come in. That's mostly about determining line of sight and determining how they can conduct business. We're not going to go in and spend a lot of money putting in all of the finishes and all that stuff. It's truly built in the most efficient way we possibly can. It's built with plywood and cardboard and everything, and we set up tables and chairs so that the judges and the court staff can go in and they can see. Can I see the people that I need to see while we're conducting business? So we're going to build that late this month and early into next month, and we should have concurrence for a design by the middle of June. Okay. The design development is supposed to be completed by the end of July. We'll get you a new estimate from the contractor at that point to make sure that we're still on track to stay within the program budget. I've made sure to meet with the entire team to make sure that everybody understands what the program budget is and that that we're not going to exceed that budget. That's the plan. Those are everybody's marching orders, and everybody understands and everybody is on board. The contractor's on board, the designer's on board, my team is on board, and I believe that we've got a good path forward. And then sort of the last thing that we want to talk about is the expected groundbreaking. We're actually looking at bringing to you an early GMP so that we can actually get started on foundations and that sort of thing around September the 4th, which is the Tuesday after Labor Day. So the groundbreaking would be sometime in that area.
Right, if I'm not mistaken, there's already been some preliminary work being done at the Courthouse Square. There was some testing, there was some...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That goes back to the geotechnical and topographical surveys. So what we did is we went out there and we took core samples. We bored down into the dirt soil to see what the quality of the soil was. It's a big building, so we need to get down to a proper strata so that we can make sure that the building structure is good. That's probably the most important thing that we can do, right, is to make sure that we've got a great foundation. If we can put together a great foundation, the building should last for a really, really long time. So that's what we've been doing, and then I think that we've got a draft report already for that.
I know you've been having problems with the, what about the water table?
Well, the water table, not much we can do about the water table, but we can address the building. Right now, the building's currently planned to be about 5.5 feet above natural grade. We're looking at that. I think that that's probably too high, and sort of in that method of looking to make sure that we're not doing things in excess, I've asked the design team to make sure if we need to be 3.5 feet above natural grade to be safe, then let's go to 3.5 feet. Let's not go to 5. It would be very safe, but it's very safe at a cost. So if you can imagine, the first floor of the building is about 90,000 square feet, approximately 2 acres. So if you can imagine raising a 2-acre area, an additional 2 feet.
It's a lot of dirt.
It's a lot of dirt. It's a special kind of dirt. It's got to be compacted in different lifts. It's a very labor-intensive thing. So if we don't have to do that, we don't want to do that. We want to do the smart thing for a good building. Anything else that we can help you all with for information? Anything else you got to share?
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, everybody.
Judge, Commissioner, with that being said, with respect to what's going on at the work that's being done and the work to be done at the Courthouse Square, my office at this time will not be entertaining any more requests for the use of the square, as we've started to and we need to continue to start doing all the necessary prep work at the square. But as always, I will communicate with the court on those requests. No. I'm talking about outside requests. Outside requests. Oh, no. Yeah, no. Let me make that real clear. Outside requests. I'm not talking about our jury. No. Absolutely not. So, Judge, Commissioners, our next agenda item is under the Colonia Streetlight Program. For the record, we have been waiting for this day, and so at this time I'm asking the court for a 2018 interval transfer from countywide administration contingency to the Colonia Streetlight Program, the amount of $45,206.19 to fund operating expenditures. There is a participation form from Ms. Firm McClarity, but I suspect that the questions you have will be answered with respect to the presentation, Ms. Firm. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. We've got representatives from the different neighborhoods and subdivisions where the streetlights are going to be installed. This is a task that Precinct 4 and a lot of community leaders have been working on for years, and we just like to give the opportunity to allow them to speak and thank the Commissioners Court for allowing this.
Well, I'd just like to say thank you very much to the Commissioners Joseph Palacios for all the work, the hard work doing in our colonias. And finally, we seen the light. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'd like to thank you too for all that work you've done for us, and I hope we keep improving our colonias in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. So, does Ms. Fern, do you want to come up?
I'm waiting for, is that all the answers they're going to get?
Well, you were asking with respect to the purpose of, and it is for the Colonia Streetlight program that the county initiated some time ago. This isn't the first Colonia that we've worked on, and so...
Well, okay, my question was, this is $45,206.19. What was it going to be used for? Is this for the poles? What are the extra things? These were in the back of the Colonia as the others have been, or what is it? What are the expenditures for the taxpayers to pay for? What are we talking about? They're thrilled with it, but I just want to know, and the public want to know, what are we getting, or what are we doing for this kind of money? And like I said before, we know that they are supposed to pay, all the colonias got their 75% signature that they were going to pay for stuff. So we're just wondering why it's coming out of the taxpayer's pocket and not going on their property. It's kind of what we're asking.
The $45,000 is part of the infrastructure for the materials that's needed for the street lighting. This is the same exact process that we undertook with the other colonias and the infrastructure that was taken or that was done. Yes, 75% was the threshold, and the residents have committed to that 75%. Is Ray Salazar in the audience by chance, Mr. Salazar? I've got Sergio, Mr. Cruz here. Again, this is the same exact process that we have followed with all the other colonia.
Most important point, Valdez, that it gets paid for by the citizens that live in that community.
That's what we're asking.
It always is.
And that's the commitment.
Every subdivision.
That was the commitment.
Every subdivision.
Tell that. That's fine.
Every subdivision. Every colonia lighting program will be paid for by that specific subdivision from now on, forever.
Correct. Right now, Commissioners and Judge, what's going on is we do have some infrastructure upgrades that we do need to do as far as on the poles, which is what we've done on some of the other colonias. There's been some minor upgrades that we've had to do to the actual infrastructure. Once we get the infrastructure corrected, then we'll proceed to have the utility company light up the street lights, and then we'll also send out, at that point, the billing for the estimated usage, estimated lighting costs back to the residents. And then after the first full year, it'll then be part of the assessment within their tax bill. And such as we've been doing with the 8 pilot program colonias, which we've done in the past. It'll be the same process, so the residents will be paying for the upkeeps of those lighting through that assessment, and we do make adjustments throughout the year. If there's any other expenses or the estimated usage is more or less, we adjust those rates. Yes, on an annual basis.
Okay. Thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, this is going to be for 3 subdivisions that are long overdue. This is going to add a lot of safety with regards to potential theft, crime, as well as vehicles being able to see the roads. So we would ask for your approval of this item.
Move for approval. Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
¿Cómo? They're going to find you eventually, Commish.
Mr. Gary, you got one?
I've got one more, Judge Commissioners. I'm asking the court for approval to accept a settlement check from the United Services Automobile Association in the amount of $664.59. This will settle an auto accident claim with one of our county vehicles.
Oh, no.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Silguero?
Go ahead, bro.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Raul Silguero from Human Resources. I'm here to present item 9A. First, I'm requesting a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related items, for personnel items that are listed below.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Judge, I'll be bringing up a few of these. The district attorney had posted jobs way before the step and grade came into place, and these vacancies were reset to step one, which was not the budgeted salary. They seem to take quite a while to fill the jobs. I guess their vetting process and interviewing, and it takes a little time. So this particular position, we're asking approval to change the budgeted salary because we reset it to step one, and they had posted it at $56,650, which is equivalent to step three. So they want to honor the posting. So we're asking to adjust the budgeted salary for slot 0144, criminal investigator 2, from $53,565, which is step one, to $56,650, which is 14, step three.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
I do want to mention, Judge, Commissioners, that we want everybody to be fully trained in the grade and step program, our pay plan, and I'm having trainings twice a week on Wednesday and on Fridays. We're doing training. We have sent out letters to departments so they can send their supervisory staff, their managers, their people that do process personnel items. So we'll have trainings as long as it takes to get everybody trained, and I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of the training and they can sign up anytime that's convenient for them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 10, Urban County.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners.
Morning.
Our first item on the agenda is 10A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4 for professional engineering services.
Move for approval. Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 10A2 is a presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking by Commissioners Court of 3 engineering firms from the county's approved pool, as graded and evaluated by the City of Granjeno, the Urban County Program, and the Hidalgo County Purchasing Department in connection with and funded through the Urban County Program Year 30, Year 2017, Parks and Recreational Facility Improvement line item. The firms evaluated were Hinojosa Engineering with a grade of 95.33, Rio Delta Engineering with a grade of 90.33, and Meldon and Hunt Incorporated with a grade of 88.66.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, item 10A3 is authority to negotiate a professional engineering service contract with the #1 ranked firm of Hinojosa Engineering for the purposes of engineering services for the City of Granjeno Parks and Recreational Facility line item.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 10B is requesting an exemption from competitive bidding requirements under the Texas Local Government Code 262.024A4 for professional engineering services.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B2 is the presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking by Commissioners Court of the three engineering firms from the county's approved pool as graded and evaluated by the City of La Jolla, the Urban County Program, and the Hidalgo Purchasing Department in connection with the 2017 La Jolla Street Improvement Project. The firms evaluated again were Hinojosa Engineering with a grade of 96.33, RE and Associates with a grade of 91.33, and Quintanilla Headley and Associates with a grade of 83.66.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B3 is authority to negotiate a professional engineering service contract with the number one ranked firm of Hinojosa Engineering for the provision of engineering services for the Urban County Year 30, 2017 La Jolla Street Improvement Project.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 11, our Health Department.
Morning, Judge Commissioners. Have several items today. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health Human Services. Item H is requesting approval to submit a request to the Texas Department of State Health Services to amend contract number 537180355-00001. The purpose of the amendment is to request an extension of a grant period and for the additional funds in the amount of $538,483 for the epidemiology and laboratory capacity for infectious disease program.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, sir, we're very proud of this. We're able to bring in right about $1 million of funding this last week, coming in for a one-year period for dealing with Zika issues in our county. So item B is requesting the Zika HRSA CMM, actually supposed to be CMS, I think, 1293, requesting approval to accept the Zika Healthcare Services Program contract amendment number HHS 0000596-00001, amendment number 1, in the amount of $525,052 for the period of July 1, 2018 through June 30th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, requesting approval for the county judge to e-sign the Zika Health Care Amendment and related documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3, requesting approval of certification of revenue in the amount of $525,052.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 4, requesting approval of the budget appropriations in the amount of $197,208 from HRSA funds and $327,844 from CMN funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 5, I'm sorry.
Motion carries. Go ahead, sir.
Judge, I'm going to present item 5. This is requesting approval of the following personnel actions effective 7/1/18. Judge, because these are grant positions that are time limited, they're not classified into our step and grade program. So we have another. They're considered non-classified. So we're asking authority to create slot 008, licensed vocational nurse 2, non-classified. And I need to say the salary for the record. It's $45,923, which is equivalent to a grade 12 in our salary schedule. And approval to create slot 009, licensed vocational nurse 3, non-classified, and the salary for the record is $49,597, and that's equivalent to a grade 13 on our step and grade.
Approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Sir, and just for the record, I want to make it clear that this is a one-year grant, and this is not a career step for any employee. This is just a one-year opportunity, and that's why those non-classified positions were placed, because it's not a career-guided position. Item C, sir, I know there's been questions about having these items on here, but this is an example of it. Healthcare Funding District, item C1, sir, due to Health and Human Service Commission's delay, we're going to have to push this one more week. They have not sent us the information. There's been a lot of changes in Austin. That's why these items are running, because they are the ones that call the shots. So I'm going to have to push that till next week, sir. So no discussion, no action on C1, and no discussion or action on C2 unless there's any questions. Item D1, item D, indigent health care, there's no action or topics unless there's questions, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Item 12, our elections office. Is there anyone here from elections? All right, we will move on to our auditor's office.
Yes, can I have 13A1, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for various TxDOT projects?
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, approval of 2017 appropriation of funds for various TxDOT projects in the total amount of $126,474.27.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 14, Precinct 1.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 14A, Precinct 1 is requesting approval to accept the counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as parcel number 20 associated with the Mile 6 West Road Improvement Project.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 16, our budget office.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner, Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget Management. Item 16A is approval of classification and compensation plan salary schedule corrections as listed on Exhibit A, effective April 30th, 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 16B is approval to submit the request for funds for unclaimed capital credits from the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts. It is authorized under Section 74.602 of the Texas Property Code with authority for the county judge to sign the letter.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. Item 17, purchasing.
Yes, if I may just take a minute.
Sorry, Marty, let's go ahead and
Relinquish.
hear from our elections administrator.
Thank you. Channel 5 is waiting outside. So, Yvonne Ramon with updates from the Elections Department. We are with item 12A. Just a reminder that we are in midst of the Democrat primary runoff election. I've given you the schedules. Keep in mind that it's only for 5 days. Monday, it started yesterday, Monday, May 14th, and early vote will end on Friday, May 18th. All locations open from 7 to 7. You will see that there are 29 early vote locations. These are pretty much our basic locations that we always open. The second page, you will see, are the election day. There are 53 election day locations all throughout Hidalgo County. Because we are also trying out we're calling it district-wide, not county-wide, because county-wide, of course, early vote, they can vote anywhere. But keep in mind that during election day, they will also be able to vote anywhere. You don't have to go to that particular location that is representative of your precinct. So anyone voting anywhere, if you are living in Edberg but you work in, let's say, Mercedes, you are able to go there and vote wherever there is an election day poll location, and your ballot will be there. So what we are finding out is that there are people going to vote for the runoff for the city of Mission. That does not start. I did give you a schedule of that until Monday. Well, actually, it'll start Tuesday, May 29th, because Monday, May 28th is a holiday. And so I've given you the schedule. So everyone keep in mind that if you are headed to the city of Mission because you're thinking it's the runoff for the elections there, that does not start until Tuesday, May 29th, with Election Day on June 9th. Okay, so I've given you that schedule so that you are also aware of that. Just any questions that you may have. I just wanted to make sure that the community knows that there are so many elections taking place, but they are all very important, and we'd like for everyone to take part.
How many school districts or cities are not going to be have their elections run by our county?
At this point, Judge, that's what we're working on. We will be having the meeting that we always have with our November. I know that we already met with one school district, and keep in mind that by law, we are here to run federal, state, and county. I have a duty to contract if a city or school, a water district, our college, if they were to need our assistance, then I have a duty to contract. We would then work out the logistics of it and we would assist them. But every city and every school and every college and every water district has their own authority and has the right to run their own election. Sometimes they ask us to run their election and sometimes they don't. What we did have when we met with one school district is, again, they want 42 early vote locations. 42. We do not have the equipment. We are running, during this November, there are a possibility of I think, 20 additional elections on the ballot, along with our federal ballot. So for us to be able to go to 42 additional early vote locations, we don't have the equipment, and we certainly don't have the workers. So those are the kind of logistics that need to be worked out. There's another city that is talking to us because they don't want countywide. They want to be able to man their one or two locations, know who goes to vote, and having countywide would mean that a person who lives in Edberg, for example, could then vote anywhere. Yeah. And this is something that they're looking at. But again, we have to look at the law, because since the county is countywide, they may have to be at every location that we're at during Election Day. They only have to share one early vote location. But I am talking to the state right now, making sure that we are interpreting the law correctly, because if we are at 55 locations, they may have to be at all 55. So those are the kinds of logistics that we're working out now, and we will find out those who want to contract with us and be countywide. Another thing that this court approved when we started running elections, more so, because when I first came, most everyone ran their own election. And we would, if we had enough equipment, we would lease the equipment. But it's important to note that although their ballot will be everywhere, this court approved that we would only charge for those poll locations that were within their boundary. So although there are 53 locations on Election Day, if there were those running with us, they would only get billed and they would only share costs for those that are within their own boundary. So there are a lot of benefits to running with us, but certainly one of those is not that the law requires them to contract us. It is our duty to contract if they need us, but it is their authority to decide if they want to run with us on a joint ballot or not.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just wanted to take a moment. I believe that the Sheriff's Department this morning had a ceremony honoring a fallen sheriff's deputy that passed away almost 100 years ago in the line of duty. His name was Jose Vela. And I just wanted to express my gratitude to my family's lineage, because he happened to be my grandmother's brother. He passed away in 1919. And he was killed in the line of duty trying to apprehend someone that was stealing a vehicle. There was a very, very nice article that was run about him, and I just think it's nice to know that this county has residents who love to serve their county and their government. I'm going to go on with 17A1, authority to advertise an RFP, countywide solid waste collection service, with all aspects of procurement packet to be drafted through the purchasing department, and final review and approval of entire packet would be through the Hidalgo County DA civil section prior to release to interested vendors.
So moved.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting approval to declare the items listed in Exhibit A, which are office furniture, equipment, and vehicles, for the purpose of sale through an online auction scheduled for 6/6/18 in accordance with Texas Local Government Code 263-152A1, AI, I think, or L.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And B is requesting authority to publish advertisement for the auction of the surplus that we just named for June the 6th, 18, including but not limited to seized, abandoned, and unclaimed property.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And in anticipation of the upcoming start of hurricane season or any kind of disasters that may befall us during the summer, which coincides with hurricane season, requesting approval after consideration and review to increase the currently approved amount of 2 transactions per day to 4 transactions per day using our U.S. Bank National Voyager fuel cards during qualifying disasters in Hidalgo County commencing June 1st through December 1st of 2018, including but not limited to those departments that are listed.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Precinct 4, item B1, requesting approval of work authorization 5 in the amount of $228,290.81 under the current on-call agreement with B2Z Engineering. And this is for provision of services as stated on the agenda, and this is for mile 17.5 from Depot Road East to Monmac Road, located, of course, within Precinct 4.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, acceptance and approval of work of change order number 2, additional work items requested by Hidalgo County Irrigation District number 1, with details identified in the change order number 2, attached herein in connection with Agreement 218, Texas Cordia Construction, 10th Street Extension.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C1, acceptance and approval of work authorization 3, estimated cost of $26,680 as submitted by Half Associates, project engineer, for the project-specific turnkey project for purchase of replacement and installation of boilers through the on-call agreement number 142.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is a presentation of the scoring grid for purposes of ranking for the jail lobby intake kiosks and deposit release. That was RFP number 014. These are the grades for the participants. Keefe Group, 97.67. JPay, a Securus Technology Company, 87. Touch Pay Holdings, LLC, DBA GTL Financial, 85.33. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Authority for Purchasing Department to negotiate an agreement commencing with the number 1 ranked firm of Keefe Group for the project described herein.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, open forum. Anyone sign up?
Yes, sir. We do have one participant. I will remind the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute left. Our presenter is Ms. Fern McClary.
Yes, good morning. Today, y'all seem to be surprised that the Good Old Boys Club in Edberg has changed. But our property values have gone up unmercifully. And I know that y'all are real proud that you knocked it down by 1 penny from 59 cents to 58 cents. But that didn't help with all the property values going up so high. I don't know if you checked your property, but check yours up against some of the taxpayers. You might be surprised. Edberg doesn't have the money. In the past, with the Good Old Boys Club, they spent too much. So Edberg doesn't have it right now. And the more TERS that y'all have and form, that's less tax money for your courthouse and for all your spending. So, and then today I saw that you were asking Edberg, or they were, to waive the permit fees and the fees that they're going to have for the new courthouse. Why would you ask Edberg to waive the fees when you, as the county, are raising all the filing fees and the fees in the county to the people that have to come and file at the courthouse or file wherever, any fees? So why would you ask that and then turn around and ask the city of Edberg to waive theirs? And I just told you, Edberg is out of money. So, I mean, they have spent so much, $7 million here and so many million there, and then putting this big projects in TERS so that they don't have to pay money. It's on public property and stuff. So Edberg is not doing the Good Old Boys Club anymore, and I'm hoping that Edberg keeps it up. But like I say, shame on y'all for asking Edberg to give up their fees when you don't.
Thank you. Judge, Commissioners, we do have closed session.
All right, pursuant to 551, 071, and 072, I would entertain a motion to proceed to executive session.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carried.
We're back from executive session at 11:17. Valde?
Thank you, Commissioner. And for the record, Judge is not present.
He's coming in, walking in.
Oh,
He abstained.
Should have waited another 2 minutes.
You're not going to be able to talk anyways.
Okay, Valde.
Item 20, open session. 20A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same. There's no action to be taken. Item 20, pending and or potential litigation. There is no action to be taken. Item 20C, under open session, I will refer to item 20, and for the record, Judge will not.
I will be abstaining.
And will not have any discussion on these next action items. Item 20C, potential litigation related to possible causes of action regarding contract 05-007-08-02 Juvenile Justice Center. I'm going to refer to item 22. Item 22 is discussion, consideration, and action on order authorizing legal services regarding contract 05-007-08-02 Juvenile Justice Center with the SNAPCA law firm, V. Gonzalez PC, and the law offices of Felipe Garcia PC.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries with the judge abstaining.
And item 22B, discussion, consideration, and action. And again, 22B is as it relates to item 20C under open session. 22B, discussion, consideration, and action on amended contract with regarding contract 05-007-08-02 Juvenile Justice Center with the SNAPCA law firm, V. Gonzalez PC, and the law office of Felipe Garcia PC.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
There is no need to go back into close or open session. We have adjournment, and we do have Commissioners Court next week, Tuesday. Move to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.